How's it going, everybody? My name is Angel, and this is a system that I built out for a childcare owner. This childcare owner was handwriting all of her payment notifications, and then she was applying it onto the Google Sheets. What I did was I just created an N8N workflow, which we'll get into, and I connected her Gmail account to just always be on the watch for these payment notifications, and then automatically transfer it over to her Google Sheets. This is exactly what it looks like. Let's get right into it. Now we're inside the workflow, and it might seem complicated, it might look overwhelming, but these are tools that you already use every day. For example, the Gmail tool, the Google Sheet tool. You're already familiar with these, so it's all right. I'll walk you through it and you'll understand it. So let's start with this Gmail node. Now this function is what triggers the whole workflow, and it's just monitoring your Gmail inbox for the words "sent you a Zelle payment," specifically in the subject line. And as we know, because of real data that we got, the Zelle email notification is always going to have this on the subject line. It's running every minute, so it's very hands off. Let's send a test email just so we can test it out. This is exactly what would come in an official Zelle notification. And I just changed it up because of privacy. So let's send it exactly as is. And then this would be the subject line. Send it to myself. Okay, and this is what triggers the start of the workflow. So I'm going to play it. Let's see what happens. Node executed successfully. Always like to hear that. And this is what it outputted. It's very messy. It's giving us a lot of information that we're not looking for. So let's clean it up with our following function, which is going to be the HTML node. So the HTML has gotten information from Gmail, and let's execute this step. And this is exactly what we were looking at our Gmail, but now it's formatted in a cleaner way for our following one, which is JavaScript. Now, the job for JavaScript is to extract all of the information that we are looking for. So this is the code that is required. Let's execute the step. As you can see, it turned all of this HTML into variables. So here we have the parent, Sarah Michelle Carter, which we know is correct. The amount, $500. Date, 12/07/25, which would be a Friday. And then the method of payment is Zelle. And this first JavaScript function that we just went through is working with a second line of JavaScript, but there is a Google Sheet in between. Let me show you this Google Sheet. It's going to be referring to this sheet, this document called parent payment tracker, and the sheet, which is going to be called parents. So as you can see, parent name and child name, very straightforward. Sarah Michelle Carter, her child is Noah James Carter. Elena Cruz, her child name is Mia Cruz. And then the second JavaScript combines both of the information from the Google Sheet and the first JavaScript. So remember, before this, we don't know who this child belongs to, and this is what we're going to use JavaScript for. Executed successfully. We go into it. Let's see the output that it gave us. Okay, it was a true match. Parent name was Sarah Michelle Carter, and the child was Noah James Carter. Perfect. Now we have all of the information. Let's send it through an if node, which is just confirming that all of these previous steps were ran successfully. Perfect. Now it has one item. And then this is where the other sheet from that document comes in handy. This is that final destination for all of that data that we've been accumulating. Now, this is what the paper document looked like that she was filling out on her clipboard. Child name, parent name, date of payment, who was it paid by, payment method, when did they pay it, and these last two headers I added for her because she just wanted a manual way to verify it and maybe some notes, just in case anything odd comes up. Maybe she talked to the parents about a certain payment. It's very specific. Now let's run the last step to our workflow, which is going to be the append row in sheet, which basically just means add a row. Okay, node executed successfully. And as you can see, all the data has been transferred to the designated column. Child name, Noah. Parent, Sarah. It was paid 1207, which is a Friday. Paid by Sarah. Payment method Zelle. Amount paid 500. All the information that we were looking for. Now let's try a different example just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Okay, so let's go back to my Gmail and let's pick Daniel Robert Thompson. Okay, again, we're going to copy and paste all of this. We're going to compose it, send it to myself, put the subject, if I can click on it. Okay, there we go. Now let's go back into the workflow. Now I'm going to execute all of this at once. You can see all of it going through, which is pretty cool. Workflow executed successfully, and it added another row. Liam Alexander Thomas is the child's name. Daniel Robert Thomas is the parent's name. Date of payment. Now here you can see they paid on a Saturday, one day after Sarah paid. 1207, 1208. Now this is where that notes come in handy, because the owner could just put paid late, but it's okay because we're nice. So, Liam, dad, never gives us any headache. So we'll let them go. So the verified, she could just put yes, or if you want to get fancy, you can insert a checkbox. Boom. Now that's exactly what that workflow looked like, that system that I built out. And it was already using existing tools that she was already familiar with. So that's what the power behind automation is that it's tailored very uniquely to every type of business, every type of owner, using what they already know and what they already use. I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, just engage with the video if you found any value or if you found it entertaining. If you think that you can apply this into your business, if you're a childcare owner, then there will be a link below to get in contact with me. Other than that, happy holidays. I hope you have a good rest of your day.